Okay, now it's 2.5 points of corruption per year. Of course, it's gonna diminish quite quickly, but... yeah, if we wanted to do the tax reform, it's gonna be... Well, first things first, we probably want to get the stability up. Nobility's loyalty is pretty decent. We don't need to worry about that one right now. I'm hoping that we can reduce the power even further, although it might take a while. Although, let's actually have a look. Is it still going up? It is still going up. The loyalty is actually going slightly down. We got quite a large chunk of share, or fairly large share of land, a bit of property, and I think it's more or less inverted on the burghers, isn't it? Pretty much. Almost 30% property and about 5% of land. What about clergy? How much do you own? Oh, you do have 13,000 ducats in there, wow. Got 10% of land and 40% of property. Well, I suppose that's mostly most of the academic areas there, so it kind of helps in that regard. There we go. So Hamadan is going to be a core now. Soon, maybe. There we go. And Theodoro is almost a core. How's the... No, the communications are still pretty bad. Ossetia I can probably deal with that one on their own. Turkomas... Oh! Karaka Yunlu's Liberty Desire is dropping rather quickly. Already 64%. We just need to lower it by another 15% or so, and then the no longer disloyal will start getting some money from them. And they got decently wealthy lands, I would hope. Although I'm not entirely sure, like, they don't have that much armies, so they don't necessarily have a massive population, or they might just not have all the reforms to actually get some proper troops. But, you know, getting them back into helping us would do a lot in the upcoming wars. Although we're not entirely sure who we're fighting this, let's be honest. It might be Fadl to fight against Corset. Which, if we do, what we should probably do at the peace deal in Corset is break the alliance between Corset and Mamluks and then take some provinces from them. Because that would actually be quite useful. Right, so you're going back to Ossetia. And you want to marry me? Alright, I'll take the hit in the legitimacy. It's still going up fairly quickly. As soon as, assuming that we don't need to do these marriages every year, we should still be fine. Right, we just need a few more points and we can get... Oh, wow! Actually, who have we had as leaders already? Previous rulers were Kathmandu, we had Alberto, had Rommel, Setham, Ansung. You know what? We haven't had Kazoo yet as a leader. So Kazoo Rapture 664. Now, there's probably going to be a hunting accident just behind the corner, but we'll at least have hope until then that this might be something good. Right, so they're taking care of that rebellion on their own, at least by the looks of it. We're getting the course in Theodoro fairly slowly, but we are getting the... Oh, Stetham is Navigator. Cheap durability, Diplotech cost. Oh, that Diplotech cost is actually quite handy. We are losing a bit of cash, though. Oh, the realm expenses probably went up, didn't they? Because we banned the sale of officers, so the admin cost goes up. Yeah, realm expenses are pretty high. Still don't have the capital built. But we are getting closer. How many other constructions are we working on right now? The Brent is building something. Is that the Harbridge? Yeah, that's still the Harbridge. Over here they're building probably pathing. No, they're building amenities in there. Over here, are they building pathing or amenities? That is amenities, alright. But there is a lot of construction going on in our lands at least, so that's definitely good news. I suppose I could do is add in these provinces into the investment list, now that they are part of our core territories. I know that I could have gone through the settings to select the entire state at once, but it wouldn't really save us that much time. So, let's see. Utility. Add selected provinces to investments, sorry. Clear selected provinces, high utility. There we go. That's now dealt with. Let's go ahead and get a new general, though. So, Jody. 232. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best, but it's gonna be fine right now. I'll do the army drill for a little while. Maybe we can get Seed Pip in there as well. That'd be nice. At that point, it would be actually a pretty decent general. But yeah, Corset. Oh, right. What's this one? That's closer to Corset, and if we declare war on them, then it's going to be a bit difficult. But if we declare war on Fadl, I don't think they've got any new allies, have they? Well, no, they got Mogulistan as an ally, so never mind. That is a bit too much. I'm hoping to get the professionalism. It is currently set to be 20%, but it might be just like, yeah, it's kind of rounded up a little bit. So it's almost 20% professionalism, but we've got quite a bit of ways to go to get that all the way through. Now let's have a look at the government reforms, if there's anything that we can do in here. I'm going to touch the nobility assemblies. Devolution. Oh, right, we need to get to nobility, and we haven't gotten that far yet. But that would be quite nice. That would slowly start to reduce the decentralization and centralize all things. Which is still pretty far away, but we can maybe get to that eventually. Now, how close are we? Well, we don't have the stability yet. Are we at least gaining stability? We are. It's going alright. We probably don't need to invest anything on that one right now. Oh, and a spy network got caught in Mogulistan again. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Do we have any? We do have alliance. Is there any alliances that we could perhaps take? Or is there any vassalizations that Trebizond does not want to be vassalized? They got a fairly strong economy still. Arkids we could potentially vassalize, but they will not accept it right now. But can we ally you? No. Because they don't like me. But if I start improving relations with Arkids, I could get them as a vassal for myself. Then maybe annex them, then I can give the province back to Karkayunlu or something. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we're losing a bit of cash right now, but we've got so much manpower. It's glorious. How good is our drill, though? Or skill levels here. State army, it's around 70 to 75%, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's not massive. But it still gives us the +3 discipline, I believe. No, it's actually +4. Alright, I mean, I'll take it. It's definitely better than what the Ottomans had. Now, yeah, we got that path to get into Theodora if need to. We could, on the other hand, let's go ahead and upgrade the ships first here. It's only 24 ducats for the transport. And then we can get maybe another galley in here. I know they cost us a little bit, and it's gonna, like, if we start using the ships, it's gonna start running down our naval materials a little bit, but it's really not that bad yet. But I'm hoping that we can slowly start improving the situation again. Although the fact that there's just not that much naval stuff going on in here means that it's not going to be very high profits in there. But I suppose if we start working on more of the harborages along the river here, for example, this one probably has one as well. Yeah, navigable river flows through this province. It already has a harborage. What about this one? Well, it doesn't have a harborage, but yeah, it still has the river. So we could potentially improve the communications efficiency along here. What about that? Well, that one already has a... That one's have a... Okay, what about... Well, this one should be able to have a harborage anyway. Another thing that we should probably take a look at again is how is the commercialization spreading? So, still only about a third of the way in our capital, so it's basically not even spreading in there. On the coast, well, we don't see it right now. We know that it's spreading in there, it's probably the 0.11 again, which isn't massive. It's better than nothing, I'll take it. There are, of course, some hopes that I could maybe increase it a little bit somewhere along the way, but right now, it's not very likely, I'm afraid. The one thing that I'm wondering is there a navigable river going all the way to Debrecen? Because if that's the case, we can have a harborage in there. Not that that would necessarily increase the things at all as such. But like, if it doesn't have a harborage, it can have a harborage, then we should probably do that. Because I'm pretty sure that it does improve the situation somewhat. They do not have a harborage there. Burgundy... Oh, Netherlands declare independence. Huzzah! Yeah, the Netherlands are independent. Well, they're fighting the war against Burgundy, Switzerland, Genoa, and Padua. They're allied with Brittany, Württemberg, and Savoy. Alright. That's not too bad. Right, so I want to check the Tabriz situation. Can we have a harborage in there? Ancient pass through this province. Huh. So no, we can't have a harborage in there, but there's the ancient pass, which is probably the Silk Road thing. Does Ahar have the river? No, we can't build on there. Might be too kind of a steep terrain in here, basically, to build the harborages. Well, this one has ancient paths. Oh, as well. Okay. There's a lot of... I suppose it's just the Silk Road going through here somewhere. And our diplomats are still pretty busy. How is the drill coming along? It's 10 points right now. The discipline still has... Oh, the professionalism still hasn't gone up enough. We're now making money at least, so that's good. We still aren't that great in terms of the stability though, but it is still going up, I reckon. I'm not too worried about the corruption. How is the corruption doing, actually? It should be going down. We'll have a look at that very shortly. Oh yeah, it's going down by 1.5 per year. At least last year, from last year it went down by 1.5. So it should be doing fairly good in there. State reach is also going up. Even though I don't think we have the state reach thing set up right now. But if it's going up naturally, then I'm not complaining. Of course, that one is, I think, also yearly. So that's not that great. Let's have a look at the realm expenses. Well, I suppose we can't see... You can see the wages is about 14 ducats per year. Manpower is almost 36 ducats. A little bit of property. We don't actually own that much. We own a little bit farmlands and mines, forestries and fisheries. And a tiny bit of industry and academic, commercial. So not that great overall. Our shares of the lands, but that's alright. Don't think we need to worry about it too much. So, meritocracy, we're still... Oh, right, it's actually a lot less now. The areas that we could potentially get. Right, so the commercialization is... Yeah, still 1.8%. Actually, have we gotten any more development in our capital, for example? It is still 30 development. The Ben is 12, so I don't think that one's gotten any more either. But of course, there's not a lot of room for rural stuff anymore there, so it's going to have to be mostly urban and the sort of... like high... Actually, what was the name of the upper class? Right. We're here. Is there any more room in Baku, I wonder? There's a little bit of forestry's room there. The fisheries are pretty much full. There's also a bit of farmlands. And then a lot of other things, of course. They do... Do they have... Hold on a minute. Yeah, they got religious education there. Oh. We could open up higher education there. Although, how much is the knowledge price right now? It is still okay, so we could do that. Recall the diplomat. So Baku, let's go ahead and quickly open up the higher education there. New slots. High learning. There we go. Right, so art kids, would you be willing to ally me? Yes, you would. There we go. And next step is trying to get him to be my vassal. Now, we do still need to improve relations with them quite drastically. Which I'm not entirely sure how exactly we're going to do that. We can't do the knowledge sharing because there's nothing that I can teach them. We could maybe have them transfer trade power to me. That would increase the relations with me a little bit. Also, I would get more money out of that. Or more trade power out of that. Then we can't royal marriage them, unfortunately, because we're a different religious group. Oh, there we go. We've got to +1 stability again. So yeah, transfer trade power. 50%, yeah. They will transfer that. I believe it should... Yeah, it is another 10 points. When given military access to them, so that's going to be another 10 points. We're going to be probably a bit too short. How close are we getting to the great powers list, I wonder? Because we are starting to gain a lot of power in here. Probably not quite close enough. I reckon we need to get like maybe 100, 200 points more. Or like more development. Of course... Yeah, we did get one of the institutions in praise, so if we get another institution in praise, that might already tip the scales in our favor. But not entirely sure how far we are in that quite yet. But yeah, we're currently in a bit of a pickle in the sense that we don't have any easy expansion paths right now. Because most of the nations that we could expand into is either close tributary of Ottomans. I suppose, where else could we advance through? Either through Fadl, there'd be Mogulistan, so fighting Mogulistan is going to be a bit of a problem. That would pull in Mamluks to fight. Oh! No, it would pull in Turkish Empire. No, they wouldn't have an option to not go in or join the war, but... Mamluks would not want to join. Destabilize. Oh, right, yeah, it would destabilize. So, it will have to wait, but that is a possibility. Like, we can start kicking down Khorzid now. And getting more lands from there, and then maybe going a little bit into Arabia as well. Also start going along the Gulf of Persia, into India maybe. Although, how strong is... Katenka had pretty strong allies in it. It's got 22,000 men on their own. Oh. Yeah, India is no joke. It is pretty strong. Right, so the Great Powers list. We are... Oh, we have a score of... Oh, right, we need to beat Mamluks, which have 50. We got 28. Well, to be fair, we both have the same amount of institutions. But influential bureaucrats expired, alright. Also people in there, so all sorts of... Yeah, that is definitely the case. The royal consort expired. Okay, so the nobility's power should start going down a little bit now. So that is definitely good news. But yeah, we still need to basically double our development. Or get at least an institution. Before we can start hoping on getting to the great powers list. But that's fine. We're fine being not a great power for the time being. It's just that we don't have a lot of expansion path right now. If we went through Mogulistan, how much do you have? And that would be 68,000. We could call in Mamluks into this. Don't think I want to do that today though, because once we hit 1565, that's probably going to be the end of the stream. But we're not quite there yet. So did we get the capital built? No, not yet. It's probably going to be at the start of the year then. Because it should be completed very shortly. I mean, we're running a little bit short of knowledge there for the construction, I suppose, but everything else we got plenty. Oh man, the defensiveness in our capital is 121%. Yep, that is pretty good. Plus all the modifiers that we have. Actually, let's have a quick look at the attrition for enemies. Should be listed in here somewhere. Okay, at least we got pretty decent monthly war exhaustion already. I mean, I suppose that's largely by the piece. It should be alphabetical, but it doesn't have oh, there we go. Yeah, it's +1. I was thinking like maybe it was named something else, but I didn't see it at first here. But yeah, no, it's +1 for the enemies. Once we get the that one is going to be +2, and then of course some of these buildings. Oh right, actually, was there? No, that doesn't give attrition. I'm sure that there are some things that might add into the attrition as well. Right, how close are we to 50% in here now? 48.1%. Okay, so we're getting pretty close to 50%. And then this can start... Oh, there we go. Oh, ho, ho. 2, 3, 2, 1. So we did get the siege pit for the general here. You know what? You've done enough drilling. Let's do some rebel suppression again. I don't want you to die in the drilling now that you finally got the siege pit. There's no unrest in there, but if there happens to be something like Pretender Rebellion, then we can deal with that one. Winter gives more attrition. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, and there's attrition for... Oh, right, yeah, there's guerrilla warfare. Oh, it is listed in here. I was like, I wasn't seeing that notification or modifier there either. I was like, I don't know. It's listed somewhere, but yeah, it wasn't actually just under my eyes. Okay, so next year we should be, or by next year actually, in about a few months we'll be below 40 corruption again. And hopefully this time we'll be reaching down to 30 corruption or something like that again. It's been a while since we got that low. How's the... Okay, the aristocrat influence is still below 50 at least. If we increase the influence of bureaucrats or something, it should be fine. Right, so we're finally getting this core done. It took a while. Actually, no, it wasn't in the war against the Ottomans where we got that. And during the war, then they got the troops in there, or the leftover troops in there to, you know, cause some issues. But yeah, we didn't get all that much drill for the army, it's about a quarter of the max. Right. So these are slowly being replaced or upgraded there. We did get Theodora. I'm hoping to get the... I suppose if we get the Harbourage in here a little bit better, that would help. And also, Guria, is there something that I could do in terms of investments in there? So let's actually stop for a moment. Have a look. So you have basically no residents there. Because you have basically no industry in there, I reckon. Yeah, there's basically no industry. So if we invest a little bit in the industry, then we might be... Oh, wait, no. There we go. We might be able to increase the population in there, although it's not necessarily going to be making a lot of profit. Okay, so in terms of text, I mean, we've still got a lot of ways to go to catch up with these two, but once we get the commercialization actually in place, well, I mean, it is very... Actually, we didn't check how much it's spreading now. Well, we can check that at the start of the year. Alright, so we are... Oh, disease, yeah, not to worry. Right, so I wanted to check how much... Yeah, it's still 0.11 commercialization per month, so it's going to take a long while to this to spread in here.